Hey beloveds, thank you so much for tuning in. All right, so today I want to tap into the divine feminine energy. I'm going to be using a 3-card spread that I call She Who Rises. Okay, I also have merchandise for the She Who Rises line. You can go up to my website www.wearedivinelyrooted.com to check it out. But however, like, this reading is all about truth, surrender, and becoming, right? The pillar of divine feminine energy or power. Okay, so don't forget, everyone is on a different stage of their journey. Take what you need, leave what you don't need, and use discernment. Okay, also, if you are triggered, facial mirror babies. Okay, now, thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, my true guides, for showing up. Protect us as we go through these portals. Close the gates to anything not in alignment with the divine's will. Any negative energies or entities or anything that's trying to come up against divine feminine or this reading, I ask that it is blocked. And so it is. All right. So card 1 really represents the truth that's rising in you. Okay. Part of your divine feminine essence that's ready to embrace the now. Okay, so just take a moment and really ask yourself, like, where have you dimmed yourself, right? Or where have you dimmed your power? Okay. You know, what does your higher self already know? All right, so whichever card comes out, it's just here to remind you of your own softness. Okay, that your softness is strength, your knowing is real, and you were never meant to play small. Okay, because you are the divine feminine, right? So card number 1. Yeah, so I'm getting the 4 of Cups. So the second card is the sacred flow. This is where the feminine asks you to surrender. Like, where are you gripping too tightly to? What are you forcing? What are you overthinking? Okay, or are you fearing the unknown? Like, what's happening here, right? So this is a card that's going to invite you to fall back into trust. Okay, the Emperor upright, and the third card, the Flame of Becoming. So this is here. This is where we meet, okay, the version of you that's ready to rise. All right, so this version is more bolder, more embodied, more unapologetic. This version doesn't ask for permission. This is the divine feminine archetype that lives within you and is now ready to lead, right? No more not speaking your truth. Okay, this is a divine feminine that is speaking their truth and moving into what they are meant to be. All right, so with the last card, I got the Knight of Wands reverse. I should have got some water, y'all. My voice is cracking up. All right, so let's see what we got going on here. I feel like the truth that's rising in you, divine feminine, is acceptance. And in a awakening of some sort. So the truth that's ready to rise within you is that you are no longer available for the bare minimum. It's like divine feminine is now seeing through the illusions, ready to have something that is deeper. You know, you're ready to have a connection that's deeper. It's almost like you crave the depth of someone, right, in the truth. So what you're being asked to do is just really to stop numbing, okay, that desire. Try not to distract yourself, okay, because your heart already knows what it wants, and you're no longer ready to settle. And so I feel like, again, like, this is perfect energy. You're dissatisfied. right? And when you're dissatisfied, you're not supposed to stay discontent. You're not supposed to emotionally check out, right? Or be feeling like something's missing. And that's what I'm sensing here. It's like you're moving into truth. And so as divine feminine begins to see through the illusions and start to see the truth of the matter, and guess what? Divine masculine starts to see the truth about their external situations, okay? Whether it's with a karmic feminine or family member, or a job, or a situation of some sort, okay? With the second card, the sacred flow, and this seems to be about divine feminine balancing the feminine and masculine energy. So this is about duality, y'all, okay? And with this Emperor standing here, this is about literally you balancing that masculine within. The masculine, the Emperor represents order, structure, leadership, okay? And that's grounded authority here. This is like an authority figure all the way, right? This is someone who, again, is very structured. And right now, the flow you're seeking is waiting on you to organize your energy. You got to get your energy together, right? You got to start creating, or create the container, like set the boundaries, okay? Because divine feminine, when you feel safe, right? You're more open. All I can picture is someone dancing around freely. You know how when you get around people, if you had a couple of drinks, you open up, right? And you feel safe, and now you're ready to dance around, you're ready to mingle, right? That's what it is, right? So right now, it's like you're not giving in to being soft or anything like that. You're giving in to building a solid ground. That's what needs to rise. So that's why you have to balance that masculine and feminine energy. Sometimes it's just going to take for divine feminine to kick into divine masculine energy in order to get things moving, okay? Because both divine feminine and divine masculine majority are moving into leadership positions, okay? Whether it's leadership in a job or career, or if it's in your self-employment, your intuitive business, or however. And with this Knight of Wands coming out in a reverse, now this is powerful. It's like your rising self is the one who has learned to channel passion without burning out. So in the past, I feel like you may have leaped before listening, or you chased a desire and wasn't grounded, right? It's like you acted from impulse. I know I can be impulsive sometimes myself, so now I'm trying to work on, not being so impulsive. Just like y'all see, I cut my hair. But this wasn't out of me being impulsive. This was out of me changing. Like, I'm different. I'm no longer who I was before, and I could feel it inwardly, and it was trying to come out. And so cutting my hair offered me that freedom, and this is me coming into my, my becoming, because we are becoming wiser, right? I'll be 46 in September, so it's like, yeah, I'm feeling that maturity in all kinds of ways. Now, you don't need to rush to prove your magic, okay? So let your actions just pretty much align with your divine pace. This version of you, 9/11 on the timer, that is rising, is still bold, okay? Just no longer reckless. And that's your real power there. So divine feminine, this is about your evolution, discerning desires from distractions, merging structure with surrender, turning the wildfire into focused light, right? You're no longer waiting. You're rising. And it says, in my She Who Rises Oracle deck, it says, and she is you, right? She who rises, right? And she is you. I know divine feminine can be man or female, so flip it. All right, y'all. Peace out.